One of my favorite things about Adobe Photoshop CS6 is that it now has video editing features built in. To access this, I'll click the timeline panel and then the plus symbol to add my first video clip. Now, you could add multiple clips if you want, and I'll just select all of these actually and click Open. This will bring them in and put them into the timeline panel. The timeline allows for an arrangement from left to right to specify a linear order. And what you're going to want to do is adjust the order of the clips. Now, there's a lot to video editing, but I want to give you a quick overview of how it works with the major features. For example here, I could decide that I only want to use part of this shot. And to do that, I'll just trim it. So if I decide I want to use the front part here, I could start to pull that in. And you see in the little pop-up heads-up display, you get a nice interactive preview of which parts of the shots you're using. If you change your mind, you can also reposition that shot. Notice by dragging how it moves. And in doing so, it changes its stacking order in the Layers panel for the video group. Press Delete, the gap automatically closes. So this works nicely, and what I'm going to do here is just define what I want to use. So a little bit of dragging there works well. There we go. And I see the new duration. For the next shot, I'll place it, grab the shot and adjust the handles. There we go. And everything automatically ripples. There we go. Let's get a duration there of about 10 seconds. This next shot seems okay, but it's not doing much for me. It's really short, so I'll just delete it, and the gap closes. So it's very easy for you to combine multiple shots together, as well as trim away the portions you don't want to use. When you find the shots into your liking, there's a lot more you could do with Photoshop. And let's just clear that out. All right. I've got these three shots. I want to put some transitions between them, so I can go ahead and just drag. And you'll notice in doing so that it adds the transitions. I'll put a little fade at the beginning and the end of the sequence, and that does a nice job. I could adjust the duration if I'd like to make that longer. Let's go with a straight 2 seconds there for the fade out. And on a shot-by-shot basis, I can color correct. So with the clip selected, I could take advantage of any of my adjustments that I would normally use, such as a curves adjustment here to lift up the shadowy regions a bit and pull down the highlights. I can also do a vibrance adjustment here to really bring out the sky, and I like how that's going. Let's select curves, switch it there, and I'll just redo the auto. Looks pretty good. Lift up the midtones a little, pull down the highlights. Looks good. Select my next shot and drag the playhead down. Add a curves adjustment and take advantage of the options there. There we go. Lift up the shadows a bit. And I really like the use of vibrance on a video clip because it brings out the color nicely. Remember, you can also take advantage of blending modes. So for example, if you wanted to add a gritty black and white look, you could then blend that into a mode like overlay or soft light to get a harder film look. Or go ahead and blend it really dark with multiply. So you see lots of choices as you start to mix things together. Change your mind, just throw it away. And that's the essentials of video editing. You could, of course, obviously work on the story itself as you try to put all the pieces together, and this takes a bit of practice. At the bottom here as well, you can click to add a custom soundtrack. In fact, you can have multiple audio tracks. If you'd like to add text, I typically recommend making a new layer above this, and I'll just go ahead and click. You'll see the little fade up there. When that plays back as video, that'll go from black. If you want to see it here in Photoshop, just put a solid layer there and set it to black. And I could put that down below and just make it the duration of my composition. There we go. There's the fade. On this new layer here, just drag that out of the video group, put it at the top. I can click to add any text. And notice it's the full Photoshop text engine that you're used to, including the use of layer styles and anything you'd like to do to help that text stand out against the backdrop. There we go. Let's just put a little stroke on it and reposition. And that video will play over the clips in real time. I can go ahead and put a simple fade on the start and end of that title. And as I adjust the title's duration, the fades will stay attached. And so now we have a nice fade up of that text. All right, looking great. When I'm ready to publish, I'll just choose File, Export, Render Video. This brings up a new dialog box, and I could choose to use the Adobe Media Encoder to output a versatile H.264 file. You'll find a wide range of presets, making it easy to go to Vimeo, YouTube, or high-definition video, as well as a variety of Android and Apple devices. Or if you're looking for professional output, you can go ahead to a DPX image sequence, which lacks sound, and that'll allow you to exchange with professional video applications, or to a high-quality QuickTime movie using one of the codecs like JPEG 2000 or uncompressed for archiving. That looks great. I recommend you go ahead and put that out, and remember, you can always set the range for what you want to back up. The video editing features in Photoshop are very versatile, and the easiest answer as to why edit video in Photoshop is because you can. If you're doing a really complex project, be sure to look at some of the more robust solutions that Adobe offers for video editing, such as Adobe Premiere Pro. But for many multimedia artists and photographers, Photoshop is a perfect tool set that allows them to combine the important aspects of editing with the color correction tools they're already used to.